Absolutely mind-blowing update for all of you. This is total bananas. Obviously, everything going on around the incident that happened at the Trump rally last Saturday. There's so many more questions than answers right now. People, the Secret Service and everyone around is unwilling to give us any evidence. Well, now there's some information going around online that extremely large shorts or bets against the success of not just Donald Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, but also Rumble, which stands to grow during the Trump presidency because so much of his rallies are broadcast exclusively there. His vice president, J.D. Vance, I think, is an investor in Rumble. But the day before this, it looks like, massive bets were placed against 12 million shares against Donald J. Trump's Truth Social were placed the day before the attempt by an organization with ties to BlackRock and much, much more. This is why it's never been more important to support new tech. We're going to talk about this. By the way, I have a Truth Social profile and I'm on Rumble. I think you should download them both and start to put them in your rotation. I would never tell people, oh my God, if you only watch videos on YouTube, you have to leave. No. But what I want you to do is start to also watch videos on Rumble. Download the Rumble app. Follow my channel there. Follow all your favorite creators there. If your creators aren't there, look at all these like Pew Pew YouTubers. Now they got demonetized. They can't have sponsors anymore. They should be on Rumble. So, and Truth Social too, which uses Rumble servers. So again, all of these things, obviously it could be a coincidence. It could be a coincidence. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, is this one heck of a coincidence. Breaking: a Texas investment firm called Austin Private Wealth, LLC, shorted, which basically means you're betting against the success of Donald Trump's Truth Social, 12 million shares. 12 million shares against Truth Social the day before the attempt on his life. This is also the largest bet they've ever made against the stock. Clearly, someone at this company must have anticipated something extremely bad news for the company. This warrants a full-blown investigation. Also, is there a BlackRock connection? Austin Private Wealth LLC takes $5.13 million position in BlackRock flexible income ETF, blah, 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 blah. You see BlackRock muscles into private assets, market for wealth clients. Make of this what you will. I'm drawing no conclusions, just like I am also not drawing any conclusions. I don't know. Certainly the stock has been all over the place. People are shorting. Like I know people were shorting Rumble anyway. Matt Kors has been covering this pretty good. You see, as of right now, here's another tweet breaking. Austin Private Wealth, with connections to the Bush family, shorted 12 million shares of Donald Trump's Truth Social, a put option July 12th, just one day before the attempt on his life. Did the Bushes know something was going to happen to Donald Trump? This massive trade represents 6% of all shares and over 16% of the float, given Trump's 60% ownership. Their $1 billion AUM counts as a significant bet, $1 billion. Austin Private Wealth is connected to the Bush family through James A. Baker III, a senior policy director with long-standing ties to the Bushes, having served Secretary of State under Bush in various roles with Ronald Reagan. George W. Bush has strongly shared his support against Trump despite everything happening in our country. While these connections do not imply direct involvement, they highlight significant professional relationships. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be an extremely big leap to say that somebody, I'm not saying that. That's for people far smarter than me. I'm just saying it's extremely odd. You see, the day before these options. Now, here's where things get weird. So now the fund betting against Rumble and Truth Social before the attempt on Donald Trump's life is saying it was, quote, a filing error, and then it never really happened. What? What? I mean, it is, if it really never happened, look at this, by the way, Rumble just launched 3 exclusive brands. Rumble is, Rumble knows you can't have advertisers. You can't, if you can't count on advertisers, you just create your own products. So I think that's a really, really smart way to go around it. So here's what they're saying. So now the fund betting against DJT and Rumble before it happened is saying it was a filing error. We'll cover on today's show. They write, the SEC filing would show that Austin Private Wealth shorted a large number of Trump's shares of Trump Media and Technology Group, and Rumble was an incorrect, and we immediately amended it as soon as we learned of the error. No client of APW holds or who has ever held a put on DJT in the quantity initially reported. Oh, so some people do hold them, just the quantity is different. The correct holding amount was 12 contracts or 1,200 shares, not 12 million shares, as was filed in error. In submitting the request report for the second quarter of 2024, a multiplier was applied by a third-party vendor that increased the number of shares by a multiple of 10,000 before all options contracts, not just DJT. We did not catch the error before we approved the filing. You didn't catch the error? I mean, I assume the market reacted. We deeply regret this error and concerned that it has caused, especially a fraught moment for our nation. We are committed to full transparency and maintaining the trust of our clients. As such, we are reviewing our internal procedures and our processes with third-party vendor that assists with SEC filings to better understand how this happened and to avoid similar issues going forward. I mean, look at some of the replies. Imagine making a wager on a horse race, and when the horse fails to win, you claim the bet was made in error and doesn't count. So Biden's woke SEC allows him to illegally manipulate the market with fraudulent filings, then simply file an amendment saying, oops, oops. What's the odds of that? They got caught. It's as simple as that. Probably thought no one would put 2 and 2 together. They're just like the commercial they thought would go unnoticed. I'm not buying what they're selling. This is complete garbage. Whoever did this was in on, quote, other things. So if it had happened, what would their reply have been? Oh, yeah, woohoo. Oh, it's deeply sorry. Damn, just wiping my tears with $100 bills. People say BS, money never lies. This is BS, a filing error on that day for DJT stock. Right. Imagine filing a losing trade and then being like, oops, yeah, never mind, and reversing it. I mean, here, it speculated on DJT shares going nowhere out of the middle of last week while shares were at 30. Bought 100 shares, sold them at 30. Set put for 9, sold at 30. Cover call for 580. Point is, people speculating on price going down were paying huge premiums last week. Now they're saying the cover-up includes SEC. There's no evidence of any of this, but boy, does it look, yeah, we're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. I don't know. Now, I don't know what these stocks are doing. Now, again, I'm not a stock guy. I do, full disclosure, somebody once super chatted me like a couple $100 and said buy Rumble stock with it, and I did. So I own like 5 shares, but that's it. If we can look at Rumble over the last 5 days, looks like she's having a nice little run, up 21%. Over the last month, look what happened here. Thursday, July 11th, went from 556 to 717. I don't know, DJT we can look up. I know that it was running too. Whoop, everything's down a little bit, but right now it's only 9 a.m. in the morning. So you can see here, look what happened. Friday, July 12th, they bet against it, and then they got pummeled because he survived. And the stock skyrocketed up to nearly $50 a share. It sold back some, but it's still at $36.69 a share, where it was at $30. So, I mean, this is a multi-billion. The market cap is nearly $7 billion, of which DJT, Donald J. Trump, owns 60% of it, I believe. Is that how I understand it? You know, people are betting against Trump. People bet, if you look at Rumble, I don't know how to look at shorts, but I know like companies bet against Rumble all the time. It's not that uncommon. Was it really an error? I don't know. That's for the comment section to discuss. It certainly is a convenient excuse, especially if you look at, I wonder if they would be saying the same thing on Monday if the guy had succeeded and the stock tanked to zero. Because let's be honest, Truth Social is essentially worthless without Trump. Would they be saying the same thing? Would they be saying, actually, here's all our billions of dollars back. We want to give the billions of dollars back to the banks because we made a mistake. I mean, there are a lot of various theories, that it was fake or, he was wearing weird heeled shoes. There's some sort of secret alliance. I guess this goes right in the same, the same world. Now they've come out to say, company, they shorted 12 million shares. To make this more interesting, my source tipped me off that with the following 2 images from their Bloomberg terminal, the screenshot on the left shows the put by Austin Private Wealth LLC that was taken earlier this morning. It shows 120,000 puts. As you can see, their position is by far the largest. The next closest is Citadel with 16,000 versus 120,000. Here's where it gets interesting. The screenshot to the right taken later in the day, and poof, Austin Private Wealth is nowhere to be found. Why? I don't know. I mean, did they really make a mistake? I guess sure it's possible. It's just as possible as some 20-year-old nobody outsmarted the entire Secret Service. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.